We're here in Sydney for the International Mining Resources Conference 2023, and I'd like to introduce Barbra Sibanda, the co-founder and CEO of ComEnergy, a digital transformation company in Africa. Barbra is working with Pulse towards applying digital transformation and technology throughout the mining industry in Africa. So welcome, Barbra. Can you tell us a bit about yourself and what ComEnergy is up to over in Africa?
Thank you so much for the warm welcome, Ash. It's so lovely to meet with you again and the rest of the Pulse team. I can see that you're definitely having a great time at the AMRA conference, and I hope that I'll be able to join you in person for next year's conference. I've born and bred in Zimbabwe, and with regards to my educational background, I hold a Bachelor of Laws degree from the University of Botswana. I've also attained a professional qualification in corporate governance practice from the Corporate Governance Institute of Southern Africa, which is in Johannesburg, South Africa. I also hold and have attained a Master of Laws in the Extractive Industries Law in Africa from the University of Pretoria, as well as other certifications and qualifications. From a working experience perspective, I've worked for two DLA Papa firms, that's DLA Papa Botswana as well as DLA Papa Zimbabwe. I have extensive experience as an international business advisor and consultant, as I've worked with and for companies in Canada, in the USA, in the UAE, as well as in Europe. Currently, I'm the co-founder and CEO of ComEnergy Africa Group, as well as the co-founder and CEO of Uptake.
Yeah, thanks for the introduction. So what African resource sectors do you see that might be attracting the most investment at the moment, and what nations are most proactively developing their mining operations in those sectors?
Africa is the world's richest continent, and rightly so. Of 100 minerals considered highly important to industrial production, Africa features strongly in about 10. At the moment, the African resource sectors attracting the most investment include the gold mining sector. The gold mining sector remains a significant sector in countries like Ghana and South Africa, which are leading in gold production. Ghana has actually regained its position as Africa's top gold producer with new investments from Newmont for the Ahafo mine project. And this is a project valued at a little over $1 billion United States dollars with a 13-year life of mine. Secondly, we're seeing a lot of investment within the lithium and battery minerals sector. This is due to the growing demand for lithium and battery minerals, for electric vehicles, and for renewable energy storage. So countries like the DRC and Zimbabwe have attracted massive investment for their lithium resources. We can see this with the Arcadia mine project, with the Bikita mine project, and with the Zulu mine project in Zimbabwe. And these are top producers of lithium in Africa. We also see a lot of production in DRC through the Manono lithium project and tailings project as well. Arcadia and Bikita alone have attracted about $1 billion United States dollars in investments. We're seeing quite a lot of investments as well in the rare earth elements. Rwanda is Africa's top tantalum producer and third in the world. South Africa and Burindi are also significant rare earth element producing countries, and these elements are quite important and crucial for various high-tech solutions and green technology solutions as well. We're seeing a lot of investment within the energy sector, in particular within the renewable energy sector. For example, Morocco has a 2.1 billion euro Noor solar power complex project, and this is one of the world's largest concentrated solar power projects in the world. We're seeing a lot of investment within the oil and gas sector as well, and you cannot talk about oil and gas without talking about Mozambique. In Mozambique, the Rovuma Basin holds vast resources, and a lot of investment is being seen and being channeled towards their LNG projects, and figures of about 22.4 billion have been made mention of in the past.
So what are some of the things that you see that mining organisations in Africa will want to most improve in the next 5 years or so?
Environmental, social, and governance issues are definitely attracting a lot of scrutiny from investors and communities. Many are now focused on investing in technologies and practices that reduce carbon emissions, water usage, and habitat disruption, whilst achieving a net positive impact on a number of ESG factors. So overall, there is increasing pressure on companies to minimize the environmental impact and implement sustainable mining practices throughout the life of the mining project. Such responsible practices are being seen in better tailings management and mine closure planning. There are also significant benefits to those that are getting it right. And this can be seen in improved access to capital, a healthier talent pipeline, as well as stronger licenses to operate. I'll say other thematic key areas of improvement that mining operations are moving towards is health and safety. This remains paramount to any mining operation, and this includes seeing an implementation in advanced safety technologies, training programs, and stricter adherence to safety protocols to reduce accidents and fatalities. We're seeing a lot of digitization and automation, and this is through the adoption of digital technologies, blockchain technologies, automation, remote monitoring, and these will continue to grow. This is simply because there's a better transparency from pit to pot within these mining operations. There's definitely increased investor perception. There is increased efficiency, reduced downtime, and generally a better decision making through data-driven insights for management. We're seeing a trend in energy efficiency. Energy costs are so significant for any mining operation, and organizations are now investing in energy efficient technologies such as renewable energy sources and energy management systems that aim to reduce cost and environmental impact. The mining industry in Africa will strive and is striving for a balance between economic growth and environmental and social responsibility. So many of these improvements are interconnected, and many organizations will need to consider a holistic approach to addressing these challenges and opportunities over the next 5 years.
And how would you describe the status of technology uptake across the mining landscape in Africa generally?
Definitely say it's a heterogeneous landscape and varies significantly from one region to another and one mining operation to another. Some mining operations and companies are at the forefront of adopting advanced technologies and technological solutions, whereas others are lagging behind due to various factors, and some of which include budget constraints as well as infrastructure limitations. We're seeing commodity-specific trends as well, where the level of technology integration and uptake vary depending on the type of commodity being mined. For example, some mining sectors such as gold and diamonds have seen higher levels of technology integration and uptake due to their higher value and global demand, whereas other mineral sectors may not see the need for rapid technology adoption.
So what do you see as some of the barriers or challenges that African mining organisations have to overcome if they want to implement a fully integrated digital system like POS?
Implementing a fully integrated and all digital solution suite and system like the PULSE system within the African projects landscape may be met with a few challenges. Some of these challenges include a language barrier. It is not all African countries that speak the English language or recognize it as a first or official language. A lot of the African countries implement their own native languages and recognize those as their official languages. For instance, a lot of the African countries widely speak the Swahili language as well as the French language. So businesses need to be able to tailor-make their solutions to meet the expectations of the end user, including putting in place alternative language options on their user interface, on their web-based applications, on your mobile applications, within the documentation itself when you're doing your training and deployment of systems to locals in that particular region. Secondly, infrastructure limitations. In many regions within the African continent, there may be inadequate digital infrastructure, including internet connectivity as well as power supply. We see this a lot within the mining space, where projects are so remote that sometimes you deploy a system in a very remote area, and then there is an issue of data synchronization because of the lack of internet connectivity. So business owners are then not able to appreciate their business operations or see the data that they are inputting into that particular system because of a lack of data synchronization, because the software will be cloud-based and needs internet connectivity to synchronize that data. So business owners and businesses that are trying to navigate this African market need to be able to understand this and put in place measures that then guarantee customer satisfaction. So tailoring solutions to the specific needs May take some time, but it is something that is doable. And the constraints around that region can be overcome with proper research, proper data collection, and a successful transition and deployment of these fully integrated and all digital systems like Pulse is possible.
Okay, so where do you see yourself in 5 years' time, Barbara?
Thank you so much for that question, Ash. And I'd like to quote His Excellency President Paul Kagame when he said, "The only sustainable future is one that involves us all." So the well-being of the people, the health of the planet, and the prosperity of society are all interconnected. As Community Africa Group and Upenda Tech, people, planet, and prosperity are central to our corporate conscience and culture. One of my mentors always constantly reminds me and instills in me that the true impact and value of a leader is to be able to positively replicate yourself in others. So whether 5 years or 10 years or 15 years from now, the idea would be to scale and to positively impact any society and environment that we are operating in, and to really hold each other's hands as we are driving towards prosperity, well-being, and health of the planet. We should all go together.
Well, thanks, Barbara. It's been great talking today. We've got to wrap it up now, but we're really excited to see what the future's going to hold for Pulse and Communergy.
Thank you so much, Ash, for having me, and I hope my insights will be helpful to Australian organizations that are seeking inroads into the African continent and business environment and are willing to work with a different style of doing business here. Thank you.